First, the nation is awaiting a potential criminal indictment of former President Donald Trump. The New York City Police Department placed steel barriers and cameras around the criminal courthouse in Lower Manhattan ahead of possible protests. Law enforcement sources tell CBS News that contingency plans are in place for potential violence. Similar precautions are taking place here in D.C. with barricades placed around the U.S. Capitol. CBS's Robert Costa is going to start us off tonight from outside that courthouse in New York City. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening to you, Nora. Sources tell CBS News that the grand jury's work here is nearly done, with prosecutors sketching out the framework for a possible indictment of former President Trump. But officials are increasingly on edge about security challenges and protests.
The arrest former President Trump predicted would happen today never did, but his call for protests has New York on high alert. Metal barricades have fortified the courthouse where he'd likely turn himself in. And all NYPD officers, numbering about 35,000, were ordered to be in full uniform and ready to mobilize. A bomb threat rattled courthouse proceedings this morning, but nothing was found. Security has also increased around the Capitol in Washington, similar to the days after the January 6 attack.
We love Trump!
CBS's Manuel Bojorquez is covering a pro-Trump protest near the family estate in Palm Beach.
Several dozen of the former president's supporters gathered along this bridge leading towards Mar-a-Lago, holding signs and flags in solidarity. They view the case in New York as purely politically motivated and feel that an attack on the former president is also an attack on them.
The former president echoed them Monday night.
They know that we will defeat them, but they're not coming after me, they're coming after you.
Huddling with advisors in Florida today, Trump has used the threat of indictment to fundraise, sending over a dozen emails since Saturday, and he has rallied Republicans, including some of his 2024 rivals.
I think what we know is when you get into political prosecutions like this, it's more about revenge than it is about justice.
Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul said the Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, should be put in jail. Responding to pressure, Bragg said he won't let baseless accusations deter us from fairly applying the law. If Trump is indicted, he is expected to travel to New York, where he would surrender to authorities, be fingerprinted, photographed, and arraigned before a judge. A potentially chaotic scene.
I can assure you the Secret Service will shadow him and will be with him every step of the way, wherever he may go in the courthouse.
A.T. Smith was the deputy director of the Secret Service.
Well, this is certainly an unprecedented event, to say the least, but the Secret Service is very well equipped to handle large crowds, large visits, things that are unique in the way of protection. They're planning ahead for anything that could go wrong.
As Trump deals with a possible indictment, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, moving closer to his own 2024 bid, said in a new interview today that character matters, a remark seen by some Trump advisors as a not-so-veiled shot at Trump. Nora.
Robert Costa, thank you very much.